everything was going fine. Well, at least pretty well until it wasn't. Please take a look at this and I'll try to make some comments on the back end. Thanks. This happened last week before the snow that covered much of the United States, including central Indiana. Beautiful day, and I'm remembering it fondly because it was like below zero here a bit lately. Anyway, take a look. Well, it's running kind of rough. I'm not sure I got it tuned right, but we're going to see what we can do to get this chunk worked down a bit. You know, I'd really love to get slabs out of it, but first I am going to maybe take a couple of I'm going to try to level that, even that, and then take maybe 2 slices out, get 2 pancakes, I don't know, at least one, and then I might see if it's possible to do a slab, because that could be kind of a cool table. I just don't know if it'll cut well. All right, and then almost certainly I'm not going to be able to use all of this, but I am going to try to get this piece, maybe these 2 big ones underneath, maybe this one. That would, boy, that'd be a nice bench, wouldn't it? I'm gonna see if maybe I can get slabs out of those too. I don't know how far I'm gonna get today. The other thing I'm gonna try to do is maybe work with this stump. I don't know if I can level it out much, but I told Mom maybe I could dig out the middle some so that we could put a planter there, maybe get a creeping vine that would just kind of overflow the stump and it wouldn't be quite as much of an eyesore. I don't know. These are the possibilities. Let's see how it goes. Well, I got 2 slabs, kind of. You know what? I'm beginning to wonder if about 90% of this wood isn't going to just end up in a wood stove somewhere, because the dust I'm getting is like, there's no meat to this wood. It is really, really, really dead. And that's surprising, because the first thing that I cut that I did make a bench out of already was actually really solid wood, but it was an upper branch. And so maybe there was still some life in that, and it's just the stuff at the base that was really going dead. Speaking of dead, not quite dead, not dead, but damaged. I broke my chainsaw. I thought, man, oh man, all of a sudden the chain came loose. What's going on? I did something wrong here. I don't think I got the cover tightened correctly, and evidently it made a bunch of extra vibration or something, because the tightening screw snapped. I'm not sure if you can really see that, but, and I think I have to take this cover off to get that out. At least I hope I do. And I'll have to mess with it a bit. But yeah, there's not going to be any more chainsawing on that today, because I've got some other stuff I got to do, and I don't want to go buy that piece and try to reset it all here. I'll have to do it up home. So, got it running, and it ran pretty well. I may not have had the bar oiled enough. There may be all kinds of stuff I wasn't doing quite right. But if you saw in the time-lapse stuff, that was definitely not the right way to cut slabs, but it's the way that I could do right here without thinking I was going to be digging into the ground. And they came out ish. We'll see if I can level them up all right. And I've at least got stuff that I can make a couple of benches with, and that's what I want to try to do while I'm still on the winter work schedule, which is just 3 days a week. And yeah, I wish I could have gotten through the rest of this other one, but maybe I'll get this fixed and try again in a couple of weeks. So I did get slabs cut, so I'm going to call that positive. And I did learn a little bit more about maybe what I'm doing wrong with my new chainsaw, and that has the potential to be positive maybe someday. Beautiful day though. Blessed and grateful. Beautiful day. This is where I say what happened was, yeah, I evidently am not understanding the total assembly of that chainsaw. And when it's working, it's really, really good. And yet something broke, and I keep losing the securing nut for the cover, and that should not be happening. When I tighten it down too much, I feel like the chain can't even move, and so I try to loosen it, and then everything falls off and then eventually breaks. But anyway, and I don't know if that wood's going to be any good. I got the 2 slabs out in the garage and would have loved to have gotten that third one done, but you can't really see it. But when the video stops, basically the chain, I thought it was coming all the way off. I'm really glad it stopped. I thought, oh, I just need to tighten it up. Well, no, in fact, that part was broken, so there was no more of that. But anyway, very interested to see if that maple is going to hold up. And I know there's some ways to maybe soak it so that it takes up hardening. I know there are ways, I don't know what they are. But I would really want to make these benches, and I watched a ton of videos on how to do that right, and I just didn't have the stuff to set it up, and I figured I probably wouldn't do it right anyway. So I've never seen anybody cut from the top down, and I think I know now why. Although it's good enough for me to start. I mean, I've got a planer, I've got a hand planer. I mean, I've got a belt sander. So, I mean, those are fine. I can work with them. And I hope they're going to be solid enough that I can make real benches out of them. So when the weather breaks, I'm hoping to get out in the workshop and do some more of that. But in the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And please, 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 somebody tell me why it seems that everybody that does videos says these same 2 things. Having said that, I don't know why this is the standard thing. And then see you on the next one, when obviously I'm not seeing anyone who is watching this. You might see me on the next one, but Lord willing, you don't know if there's going to be a next one. Where did these phrases come from? Why is it so incredibly common? If anybody has any kind of answer to that, I mean, is it an inside joke for YouTubers? Something. I'd love to know your opinions on that. Thanks again.